and welcome to today's Value Talk. And today's Value Talk is about transition to tech. So we will cover all aspects of this particular topic. And I'll just give you a little background. Last week I was invited to a manufacturing setup, Indian multinational company in Manesar, and they have been acquired by a foreign group. And there was a lot of reshuffling which is going on there. And so they wanted to understand the HR aspects and what are the counseling of it was a very complex exercise. So basically what I realized there was that a lot of employees, since the new management has come, a lot of employees wanting to change over their, they wanted to transition into new roles. Somebody was in purchase and wanted to move into sales, and somebody was into some other thing and wanted to go to IT. And that is the time when the idea struck me that I also keep getting so many calls and messages, and in the group also, in the career code support group or in value talk groups, we don't have any technical qualification, etc. How do we join technical company or something? So that is the time I realized that the similar exercise can be done here as well. So first of all, a disclaimer: whatever we discuss is just a suggestion, and please, I mean, there is nothing, we are just discussing, and maybe it will clarify, it will help in little more clarity in your own minds in case you have some confusion. In case you don't have any confusion, then of course it's very, very good. So before we start this talk, we will assume something, that every arm of big service is a different company. Let's draw a parallel, okay? If you are in ASC or if you're in infantry, let's say that you are in these are different companies. It will be easier to understand the talk then, right? So this talk is relevant to those people who are already in the corporate sector and wanting to transition into tech companies. And it is also relevant to people who are yet to take the plunge to corporate sector, and somebody may be in ASC, somebody may be in ordnance, signals, infantry, armored, whatever. So for them, I just suggest that just think that you are in different companies. Okay. So what is tech actually? All things, everything which is related to computers, internet technology, software, website, cloud, computing, devices like phones, laptops, desktops, any other smart device, virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain, quantum computing, cryptocurrencies, anything, gaming, Web3, so robotics, robotic process automation, these all are the examples of tech industry. These all fall under the umbrella of the tech industry, and that is what we call as tech. So a tech company is something which is in the business of building or selling technology and related services, right? I'm specifying that is so that everybody is on the same page. And there are basically two categories of jobs. Uh, Broadly, they can be categorized into technical or non-technical. In technical role, you either build the technology or use the technology to manage the data and the business, right? In non-technical roles, in any business such as marketing, project managers, lawyers, salesperson, accountants, these are all kind of non-tech. Administration, security, physical security I'm talking about, though it is getting technical. So that the lines are getting blurred, and we will come to that, right? So we'll talk about the roadmap. So first of all, you have to decide whether you are in tech or not. So you can see these four quadrants which are there. Basically, you can be in a non-technical company. Concentrate on the top two. This thing, you can be in a non-technical company. So people who are already in the corporate sector, for them, it is easier to understand. For others, as I said earlier, assume that you are in different company. AC is a different company, Ordnance is a different company. So assume your arm of the service to be a different company. So you can be in a non-technical company in a non-technical. You can be in a non-technical company in a technical. So how would that be? So let's say that you are in an infantry this thing, but and you are in posted in infantry school, and you are the head of IT automation or whatever, something related to tech. So presently you are in non-technical company, but you are in a technical, right? Probably. And other thing is that you can be in tech company, but in a non-technical role, and you can be in a tech company in a technical role. So these are the only four possible permutation and combinations, right? And those two arrows which you can see is basically, so if you are in a non-technical company in a non-technical role, you are not in tech. If you are in a non-technical company in a technical role, yes, probably you are in tech, already in a tech, I won't say company, but in a tech role. If you're in a technical company and in a non-technical role, you still are in a tech business. And of course, if you are in technical company in a technical role, then there is no confusion. And the salary thing also is somewhat related, but not, there's no hard and fast. So the quadrant we have already understood. Jobs in tech are generally the same as in jobs in non-tech. हर जो job है वो it fits somewhere in one of the quadrants, right? You can be in a tech role in a non-tech company, you can be in a non-tech role in a non-tech company, and whatever we have seen earlier. Almost all the jobs that you do at a non-tech company are the same kinds of jobs that you can do in a tech company also. Tech company, they would also require somebody to manage the HR and administration. They would also require somebody to security, physical security. They will also require accounts and legal and whatever. All those things they will also require if it is a business of some sizable, some considerable size. Being technical at a technical company, of course, it pays because in technical company, tech roles demand a high level of skills. Okay, and generally these skills are short and there is a demand and supply gap. That is why you would see that most of the youngsters who are there, who are very good in coding and full stack development and all, they are very well in demand. They leave their job, they get another job, they get another job, right? Now, if you are already in corporate, then start, and you are not in a, you are not in tech as per the quadrant which we have discussed, then you should try and start transition where you currently work. Now, what about those who are already in armed forces? Okay, so you may be in, say, you are in ASC or the logistics branch of Air Force or Navy, and you are there. Your company, that means, is non-technical. How do you try and change when you have decided that you are going to take this plunge? Try and get into the roles. I said try and get into the roles. It may not be possible. It may not be in your hands. But if you try, maybe you would get into those kind of roles. And if you volunteer, even then you may get into those kind of roles. So try and get into the kind of roles which fall in the under the umbrella of tech. Also develop your skills in house. That is how the people who are in the non-tech company in armed forces can start planning their transition to tech companies once they take the plunge. Now here the difficult part is not upskilling, and difficult part is also not how to get into the tech role, how to gain experience when you are in the logistics branch or something. That is also not the difficult part. The difficult part is whether you are sure or not that you want to get into a tech after you hang your uniform. That is something for which you have to do a good amount of research. And then you have to be sure that yes, you want to get into a technical role, and then identify the kind of technical role you want to be in, and then try to gain experience while in your present company. That present company can be anything. It can be your corporate company, present company, or it can be your armed forces present company. Now, that doesn't mean that you ignore the non-technical companies totally. So, as I said earlier, the lines are blurring. Non-technical companies are also having a lot of technical things. What is a fintech? Is it a technical company or is it a financial company? And so many things are happening in the supply chain companies, logistics companies. So much is happening in the logistics company. I mean, the amount of technology which is being used, healthcare industry, the amount of technology which is being used. So they may also have technical roles and which may facilitate generation of revenue. Now, why I am giving importance to generation of revenues, because if the technical role helps in some manner in the generation of revenues, then that role will be important. Otherwise, the tech role in a non-tech company may not be very important. Trying to so if you're trying to move from a non-tech company to a tech company, it's a it's a little challenging thing in case you are not a tech person yourself. But if you are determined, and if you have armed yourself, if you have done some skilling, if you have also kind of earned some kind of experience in your previous assignment, try the startup route. Startups are hard for this thing. They cannot afford very this highly paid tech guys, and they are also more experimental in nature. So you can try going to startups or smaller companies, gain experience, and then make the transition. And there is nothing wrong in going to assuming, joining smaller companies or startups, gaining some experience, and then making the big move, because you have time. You will, once you have gained experience, you will get enough opportunities to make the design change. So we will talk about mindset, we will talk about upskilling, we will talk about network, we will talk about time, money, and of course the how to do the transition. Before going further, we'll talk about mindset. Now, before jumping into some tips about making career moves, it is very important that we address this aspect of mindset. Many people, they become frustrated once they transition into tech, because the journey is not what they hope for. Journey may be a little difficult, and also they may not enjoy the role. And that is why I said that you got to do the research properly. And now you may ask, what research? Now, for example, last week or last to last week, I had held a session, exclusive sessions for some people, and there were some RT officers who had done data analytics course. So if you are doing data analytics as a person who's not from the technical arm of service, then you need to be very sure why you are doing that course, and what is the kind of job or the role you would be looking at after doing this course. If you are doing that course just for gaining knowledge, it's a totally different thing. But if at the back of your mind you have this thing in your mind that it would be helpful in getting a job, then of course that you need to research into the kind of roles you would be getting after doing data analytics, in case you want to get into that domain. So you need to have your expectations right. If you have to go succeed in transition, you are not starting from zero. You have to arm yourself, and you have to, before taking the plunge, and now I'm assuming that you're not out of the uniform, before taking the plunge, please use that knowledge which you have gained while doing that course into your present role somehow. So, for example, I remember it was Colonel Rajesh and Colonel Malik Beer, who, if I am not wrong, who were from the School of Artillery, and they had done data analytics course and Excel and related courses, very good courses they had done. And so, if you have done those kind of courses, then please see that you apply the knowledge gained in School of Artillery. There are so many students, there are courses going on for officers, there are courses going on for Johnnies, there is equipment being handled, what kind of what kind, so much of data which is being generated and being used. So please apply your data analytics there and to some good use, which is useful for the institution, for School of Artillery. And that is what will also come as a project for you. So this is what I am trying to say. So you often need and plus you need a strong mastery of communication skills, problem solving abilities and creativity. And you have already acquired yourself, but focusing only on technical skills at the expense of soft skills is a losing strategy. Definitely a losing strategy. So don't just focus on your technical skills. Please work on your soft skills also, because that is what is our strength. We have some soft skills which are very much valued, and along with your technical skills, along with your hard skills, your soft skills will make you stand at a higher pedestal. Now you will have to probably, now we are only talking about getting your mindset right. Now you will have to probably work harder than you think. So think about it. You have a dual duty of learning new skills while you may be in your current job, either in corporate or in armed forces. So you need to spend some time learning those on weekends or whatever. So there is going to be considerable amount of hard work and sacrifice involved. There are no silver bullets here. Now, second thing is that you need to plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. The hardest plan is actually not learning new skill itself. It is the process of planning. And actually, I have covered this aspect, that it is the process of planning is that you research about it, decide what you want to do, then based on your own decision of what you want to do, identify the courses which will get you that job. So you have to understand where you are and where you need and what is going to help you to get till that point. Now, another thing is the network. Whether you are transitioning from non-tech to tech, non-tech to non-tech in tech, or tech role to tech company, any kind of transition, whatever you are doing, your network is still your network. So it may look different. You may be very good in technical, you may not be technical, but you want to get to a technical company, who you know will always matter. If you have not seen the talk about your network is your net worth, I strongly recommend that you watch that talk, that video on YouTube, on Value Talk YouTube channel. And that also brings me to my usual pitch, that if you're not joined the YouTube channel, Value Talk YouTube channel, Career Coach YouTube channel, please do join. Another thing is get comfortable learning in public and showing your work. Now, I'm very happy that the exclusive class which I had taken, I'm mentioning this exclusive class because I had given some task in the Career Coach support group. People who completed those tasks, they emailed to me, and I held a special class for those people. And I'm very happy to see that all those people, whether it is Abhay Mane or Rajesh Gupta or all those people, have actually taken those things seriously, and I can see their visibility, and it's very heartening to see. And I'm let me tell you guys that all those, if you are in this session, it will definitely help you. Now, what I said is get comfortable learning in public and showing your work. So if you have achieved something, so today I posted on my LinkedIn that I have completed my artificial intelligence and machine learning masters. So what? This is what is it? All those people who keep showing, who keep commenting, it's all increasing your visibility. All those people who join some course, complete some course, upload the certificate, they are actually getting comfortable of learning in public and showing the work. So there's nothing to feel shy about in this. Please keep upskilling yourself, keep whatever accomplishment you achieve, please let the world know. Only then the recruiters will know, and the recruiters or the companies, hiring managers, they will come to know, okay, okay, this guy is already in this kind of field and he is upskilling himself, he's wanting to learn, he's making efforts, and that's something which goes in credits in your positive account. Now, it may be a long process of transition. Right now, I'm talking about transition to tech. It may be a long process. You may have to wait. You may have to do lateral transition. You may have to join in a non-tech role in a tech company and then move to tech, whatever. Or you may be already in some company in a non-tech role and then request your hiring manager and get into and do a role change. But it may take a time longer than your expectation. Now, do you have to spend too much of money? I don't think so, unless you are trying to rush. So, what happens? People go to the gym, they think they will make their body मसल शसल बनाएंगे डोले शोले, ठीक है, और फिर वो 1 जनवरी को ज्वाइन करते हैं एंड देन दे आफ्टर अ वीक 10 days month 2 months and then they think yeah it is too much, they leave it. Same thing happens in transition, especially if you want to change the role. So it takes longer. And same thing happens, you spend money there, but you don't achieve it. You don't achieve the goal. So spending money and joining the gym doesn't assure you that you will have the body you desire to have. You will have to work for that, right? So spending money alone is not enough. So a lot of people in today also, I saw a 3,000 rupees course on about project management. Somebody had posted it. It was from some government this thing. And then there are people who are joining some 18,000, 20,000, 50. Some people are doing courses for $350. Unless you have identified what you want to do and that particular certification, whatever it may be, that particular certification is going to help you in your job. Only then it is worth spending your money. You are doing PMP, but you don't have any idea what project management is about, and you don't want to be in project management, it is a useless thing. You want to be in projects, you are doing PMP, relevant. You want to be in projects, you are doing CISSP, irrelevant. So the first most important thing is identify where you want to be. What role, what industry, what kind of function. That is something which you have to spend some time. We don't spend time there identifying our own potential and where we want to be. So let's come to this, that you're transitioning from a non-technical role and at a non-technical company, and you want to go and get into the tech role. So basically what you have to do, you have to learn some technical skill, get a job at the best way, if you are in a non-technical role in a non-technical company and you want to get into a technical role, then you need to join the non-technical role in the tech company. आप एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन देख रहे थे आर्मी सर्विस कोर में, in your unit or whatever, and your aim is to get into a tech company. So do something, sprinkle your experience, learn something, Excel, some other data analysis thing, something which, if you're in, say, Army Service Corps, latest trend in supply chain, acquire those skills, apply for a same administration kind of role in tech company, and then make your move. It will be easier. So you'll have to learn some technical skills also. You can also do some projects, personal projects, and upload it. Join some while you are still in uniform. Join some voluntary service. Can be charitable also. Look for it. If you look for it, you will get it. You will have to make the effort. What happens is that we want everything on the platter. So nobody is going to give you things on the platter. Unless I have something, I am looking for someone, you come across, you just ask me and I happen to give you. And that is a matter of chance. So look for some kind of internship, join that internship, do that project. It can be a remote project, complete it, don't charge anything. Get a certificate, get this thing, but you should actually do that project so that you get an experience. It will give you confidence, and that you can use to showcase maybe on LinkedIn or whatever job profile you are. So that was if you're in a non-technical role in a non-technical company. If you're in a non-technical role in a tech company, then of course you can always upskill yourself and request. Also learn from your peers who are in the technical role. Try and help them. And once you are comfortable, then now that you have acquired some skill also, you have also helped your peers who are in the technical role, you have made your visibility, you have done your branding on the LinkedIn, then you can always request the hiring manager who's there in your HR, in your own company. They don't want to lose their existing manpower in case you have proved yourself. They don't want to lose it. They will have to do it increases their work. So they will have to look for some other person and this, etc., 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 etc. So initially they may give you some additional responsibility, and that is the start point of transitioning of roles. Now it is applicable both ways. You can be in tech role also and wanting to transition to non-tech. This is how it happens. So you have to build your internal network with your peers, with cross-functional network. आपकी अपनी एक कंपनी में बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं उनसे नेटवर्क करना, and of course with your HR manager. So these were some of the points which I thought that I will share with you. I will also take this opportunity to cover, on career support. A lot of queries keep coming. MBA करना है नहीं करना है, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट का किसी ने आज वो डाला था एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट ऑफ अ गवर्नमेंट course of capsule of 3 days, I think 2-3 days, worth $3,000. उस पे PMP लिखा हुआ था. So it is not PMP. Please don't mistake any such thing which has got no entry barrier. कोई एग्जाम नहीं हो रहा है आपको सर्टिफिकेशन के लिए, आपको 3,000 रुपए देने हैं, आपको PMP की सर्टिफिकेशन नहीं, आपको PMP की सर्टिफिकेशन के लिए आपको PMP का एग्जाम देना पड़ेगा. So, and it costs some I don't know, $350 or something, and before that you have to earn some PDUs also, जो कि जितने भी लोग ये कोर्स कराते हैं PMP के, they will also charge some $15,000-20,000 or $10,000-20,000, and they give you some 35 PDUs, and then what you show that you have this kind of experience and you have undergone some learning, and then you apply for. So there is considerable amount of money which is involved. That PMP is different. It's a certified course globally recognized. This PMP is different, which was today advertised in the career coach support group. So don't be mistaken. And then somebody also asked whether it will look good on my CV. Now it all depends. This also brings me to another point. There is a very close friend of mine who was a director of AWHO project, and he has already done his full service, is likely to retire now. So, should he do PMP? I, if I am the HR manager or HR head, and I have to pick a guy. Now, there is a guy who is polished army officer, colonel, and above, or whatever, lieutenant colonel, has immense experience of completing, executing a AWHO project worth thousands of crores as the sole owner, responsible for everything. Will I be looking for PMP certification from him? If somebody is. Now, you are vis-a-vis, there is another officer who has okay experience and a PMP certificate. So it depends. What is the experience you have and what is the line you are wanting? So, in case you think that your experience alone is not sufficient and PMP, first of all, no qualification is bad. It always gives some kind of learning, some kind of advantage. So, my only point here is choose what you already have. Is does your cake require icing, or is it properly baked and very tasty as it is? So it all depends. And of course, whatever you whatever you certification you choose to do, be mindful of the role, function, your end goal, whether it is relevant for that particular thing or not. So again, the most important thing here which comes up is that you have to identify what you want to do. People don't spend time in identifying that. Do that.
You gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down.